Hey, it's Mr. Vise with your answers for the Classwork Lesson 7. Just in case you weren't in class today or the next day. So now here we have the Classwork. You can find this under the Classwork tab under Day 10, Classwork Lesson 7. So you can see that we're still talking about solving multi-step equations, but now we are going to add a little bit extra now because we've only been doing one type of multi-step equation, and that's equations that have one solution. But now you can see with the objective, I can determine whether an equation has no solutions, one solution, or infinitely many solutions. So we're going to be working on that today. But first, we're going to be working on the warm-up. So let's do that. On the side, I'm going to be working out the details, the deets. Okay, so I'm going to write 5x plus 8 minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 13 plus 8x minus 5. So you can see here, I have a term with an x, a term with an x here, another term with an x here. There's another term without an x, another term without an x, another one, and another one, right? So 5x minus 2x is 3x. And then 8 plus 3 is 11, so it's 3x plus 11. Here I have two terms that need to get combined together, so that's going to be 8 plus 8x, right? And so if I write that down, 3x plus 11 is equal to 8 plus 8x, and that was combined like terms. Now I'm going to subtract the 3x over. Okay. Now, so subtract the 3x over because that's the smaller term. So 8x minus 3x is 5x. And now I'm going to write that down. So 11 equals 8 plus 5x. That was subtracting 3x on both sides. Okay, so now I want to isolate the variables. So I want to get this x by itself. This x by itself right here. All right, that's my goal. So I'm going to subtract the 8 over. Cancel that out. So 11 minus 8 is 3. 8 minus 8 is 0. So bring down the 5x. So I still want to get this by itself. It's not by itself yet. So now I'm going to divide by 5 to get it by itself. And so the answer is going to be 3 over 5 is equal to x. So let's write that down. So that the first step was from, so this step we subtracted 8 from both sides. It's going to be 3 equals 5x. And then we divided by 5 on both sides to get the x by itself. So we get 3/5 equals x. And that was from dividing by 5 on both sides. Okay. If you don't like it to make it into a fraction here, you can always go back and hit 3/5. And then when you mix it into a fraction, press the back button, and it'll not make it into a fraction, so it doesn't look so small. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, looks good. So now from there, we can do the next one. Okay, let's do the next one. So next one, let me clear my paper. Clear canvas. So we're going to have 2x minus 3 equals 2 times 6 minus 2x plus 7x. So now I'm going to, so there is parentheses there, so I'm going to do like terms. So 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times negative 2 would be negative 4x plus 7. So now you can see that I have 3 terms here. And these terms, these two are the terms that have the x's together. So I can combine those. So 12 minus 12 minus 4x plus 7x would be plus 3x. Okay. Now I'm going to get the x's to one side. So subtract 2x on both sides. And we had negative 3 equals 12 plus x. And then I'm going to get, let me go back. Actually, I'm going to go back. I made a mistake right from the beginning, which you can make a lot of mistakes while doing this. And the one mistake I do see is I copied the problem not all the way correctly. I put a 2x there when it should have been just a x, which is a mistake. It's fine. So go back, erase it. That's one thing I always check as a teacher. I check, did they write the problem down right? But I didn't, so I got to redo it again. Okay, so I put a 2 there, but now I can't have a 2 there. So I'm going to do 2x minus 3 equals 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times negative x is negative 2x plus 7. So I'm going to combine these two together. So that's going to be 12 plus 5x, 2x minus 3. I'm going to subtract the 2x from both sides. Negative 3 equals 12 plus 3x. Subtract the 12 from both sides. So negative and negative, you add them. So divide by 3. And so the last step would be to simplify. So I'm going to divide that over. So it's going to be 15 divided by 3 is negative 5 because it's negative 15. There you go. And so from there, I've solved the problem. I can go back to my worksheet, and I'm going to do it backwards this time. So work my way up. So from there, I divided by 3 on both sides. And then I'm going to solve this step was negative 3, negative 15 is equal to 3x. And there I subtracted 12 on both sides. And then the step above that was negative 3 equals 12 plus 3x. And then from that, to get that step was I subtracted 2x from both sides. And then the step above that had 2x minus 3 is equal to 12 plus 5x, and that was combined like terms. And then this step, the first step was to do the shader property. So 12 minus 2x plus 7x, the shader property. And that ends the problem. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do something new, which is called thinking about solutions. If after you watch this video or after the lesson, you don't really know how it's going, you can watch this video and he goes over different solutions. Wow. Okay. It's a pretty good video. I like it. I recommend it. So now let's talk about this. An equation is a statement that express that two expressions have an equal value. The equation 2x equals 6 has the answer x equals 3. the equation has one and only one solution because there's only one number that you can get double to get 6. So all the equations we've been doing before are one solution equations. There's one solution that you can answer for those. Now, I'm going to introduce two other types of equations. So these are no solution equations. And some equations have no solutions. For example, look at the equation x equals x plus 1. I subtract the x on the both sides and I get 0 equals 1. That's a little weird. There's no more variable. And I get a false statement. 0 does not equal 1. So this has no solutions because it results in a false statement because 0 is not equal to 1. Equations like this have no solutions. So equations like that we call them A equals B. So we call them A equals B equations where they don't have a solution. So those are A equals B. So that's no solutions. If they have a false statement like 0 equals 1 or 2 equals 5 or 6 equals 10, those are false statements. Okay. So now some equations are true no matter what the value of the variable is. For example, 2x equals x plus x. Description of the step. 2x equals 2x. Combine like terms. Subtract 2x on both sides. You get 0 equals 0. That's true. Is always true because it results in an always true statement. 0 is always equal to 0. Equations like this have an infinite number of solutions. So equations that end up as a true statement, like 1 equals 1, negative 3 equals negative 3, 5 equals 5, those ones are true statements. Those are infinitely many solutions. Okay, now let's go over some examples I have here. So you can see now, solve these equations for each variable, write what you did for each step, then determine if it has no solutions or infinitely many solutions. So now you can see I solve the problems, and at the end, I get 6 equals negative 6. That's a false problem, so that's no solutions. False answer, no solutions. Okay, 6 does not equal negative 6. Okay, so next one. So I have 3 times x plus 1 equals 3x plus 3. Then I just did distributive property. So I get 3x plus 3 equals 3x plus 3. I subtract 3x on both sides. I get 3 equals 3. That's a true statement. So that's infinitely many solutions. So true statement, infinitely many solutions. Okay. Okay. So now this one, 1/4 times 20x plus 4 equals 5x plus 1. So 1/4 of 20 equals 5x. 1/4 of 4 is 1 equals 5x plus 1. That's the shared property. Now I subtract 5x on both sides. I get 1 equals 1. And so that's a true statement. So I would highlight infinitely many solutions. Okay. So let's look at the last 3 problems. So here I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to combine like terms because I have 2 terms that need to be combined. So we're going to have 4 minus 5, negative 5 plus 9 would be 4. So we're going to have 3x left over. Other side, 10 minus 6 is 4. So you're going to have 4 minus 3x. And that was combining like terms. Then I'm going to add the 3 on both sides. I get 4 equals 4. Add 3x to both sides. And that's going to be infinitely many solutions because that is a true statement. Okay, so now go to the next one. So we have 1/2 plus x equals 1/3 plus x. So now I'm going to subtract the x on both sides, and I'm just going to get 1/2 equals 1/3. And that was by subtracting x from both sides. And so since I have a false statement, 1/3 is not the same as 1/2. If you have half of something, that's bigger than 1/3 of something. So that's a no solution question. So now from there, x plus 2 equals x minus 2. So we're going to do x. So we're going to subtract the x. We're going to get 2 equals negative 2. Subtract x from both sides. And so now we're going to get that. So that's going to be a no solution because that is a false statement. Also, 2 is not equal to negative 2. Okay, so let's read our summary and then we'll call it a day. So lesson 7 summary, a multi-step equation can result in 3 different types of answers. One solution, x equals a. No solutions, a equals b. Infinitely many solutions, a equals a. Here are some examples. So you can see I have some examples. All of these ones in this column are one solution. Let me fill this in. So all of these are one solution. All of these are no solution. And all of these over here are infinitely many solutions. So you can see here, you change the color of the text instead of the color of the background. So you can see here, we have one solutions. You can see the result in x equals a number. Here, these are no solutions because they result in a false statement. Negative 3 equals 5. 10 equals equal 45. Negative 3 equals 5. Here, these are infinitely many. Negative 3 equals negative 3. Negative 4 equals negative 4. Negative 3 equals negative 3. Okay. So the last thing you guys are going to do is you're going to fill in the quick write. What is it? You're going to give your answers for these 3 things based on the summary and what we've been doing. And that's it for today. Make sure that you're doing your homework and you check out the homework video after you complete the homework to check your answers. I'm Mr. Vias, and I'll see you in class.